All right, so Zohran Mamdani absolutely crushed Cuomo last night, as was expected by the polls. We also had Curtis Sliwa get shellacked as well. The Cuomo people can't even cope and see. They'll try, but they really can't. It makes no sense because Zohran got over 50%. So even if Sliwa dropped out, and even if Cuomo got all of Sliwa votes, which he wouldn't, he still would have lost. So Zohran gave a fiery victory speech, and I fucking loved it. And I'm going to play part of it here. This is my favorite part. He first of all, the whole thing was awesome because he's talking about the America I know, talking about the America I love, talking about working class people in the city and how they bust their ass, talking about, who the city is made up of. Immigrants from all the fuck over. It's a city of fucking immigrants. Immigrants actually do make this country great, right? Very few people have like no immigration. Well, literally none do if you want to say, hey, this is literally the Native Americans' land. And so, even the first people coming on the fucking Mayflower or whatever the fuck, the first Europeans, even that, you're kind of an immigrant, right? But anyway, this is my favorite part where he starts going after billionaires, and then he also goes after Trump super aggressively. Watch this.
As has so often occurred, the billionaire class has sought to convince those making $30 an hour that their enemies are those earning $20 an hour. They want the people to fight amongst ourselves so that we remain distracted from the work of remaking a long broken system. We refuse to let them dictate the rules of the game anymore. They can play by the same rules as the rest of us. Together, we will usher in a generation of change. And if we embrace this brave new course, rather than fleeing from it, we can respond to oligarchy and authoritarianism with the strength it fears, not the appeasement it craves. After all, if anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
It's a crime that this man can't run for president because he was born in Uganda. It's an absolute fucking crime. Shit, I would trade my being born in this country for him to have the chance to run for president because he's got it, man. He's got the juice.
We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants.
Let's go.
We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks.
Let's fucking go, bro.
We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed.
Let's fucking go.
New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.
Democrats need to understand this lesson and believe it in their core. One of the appeals of MAGA politics that duped a lot of people into following MAGA politics is they have a story, they have a vision, they have a narrative. And in that narrative, there are villains and there are good guys. You, good, wholesome voter, you're one of the good guys. The bad guys in the MAGA story are trans people and immigrants and black people and liberals who leech from the hard workers and take all their money like parasites through the welfare state, right? This is their story. Their story is total bullshit. It's factually wrong. It's kind of fucking evil, if we're being honest. But that's their story. And Trump hammers it over and over. The immigrants in particular get the biggest brunt of his. It's all everything's the immigrants' fault. Every single thing's the fucking immigrants' fault. And that look, it's like a fault in the human condition where we want a villain, right? And it just happens to be the case that left-wing politics offers the correct villain. The correct villain are the billionaires. It's the billionaires. And so notice how, like, there's going to be some centrists who are going, this is divisive. And in fact, I have a story on that in a second for you, because somebody on CNN did say that, like, ooh, this is divisive. I don't like this. This is like mean-spirited. And it's like, I'm sorry, you're never going to defeat somebody with a clear narrative and clear villains, like the Republicans. You're never going to defeat them by doing them, we believe in the opportunity economy, and we believe everybody can come together, and we can have hope and joy and a good future together. Gosh golly. No, because that's toothless. You need to also tell a story. And in our story, the point is, the billionaires have rigged the system. It's because of billionaires. It's because of corruption. They've bought the politicians. They own the government. They rig the laws in their favor. That's why your taxes get increased and theirs gets decreased. That's why they get subsidies all the fucking time and you get your fucking food stamps cut. You get your Medicaid cut. You get kicked off of Medicaid. And so you have to tell that story. And this is what democratic socialists know how to do, is they know how to tell you the truth that there is a villain. The villain are the billionaires and it's the corruption. And we are going to fucking hold them accountable. And also, the villain, as he makes clear, is Donald Trump. He also happens to be a billionaire, too. But he's also a war criminal. All the things, all the bad things. But, like, he's got the story. And, like, this is where in my lifetime, other than Bernie, there's, like, no Democrats who actually tell a story and have villains. And you can't be afraid of that. But unfortunately, so many of the more centrist Democrats, the diet MAGA Democrats, they still want billionaire money. They still want, like, the AI tech oligarchs to give them money and support them. So they're hesitant to do what Zohran is doing here. But this is why Zohran is so fucking popular. And that's what they need to understand. And they don't get it. They don't get it, or they don't care to get it. They might get it and just still not like it, right? But, like, there's a reason why he won in as dominating a fashion as he did. He's phenomenally, talented and charismatic. Like, he's got the it factor. He's got the X factor that any good politician needs. But it also definitely is the message. And the message is the greedy billionaires are the fucking problem. And we're going to crack down on these motherfuckers. We're going to raise taxes on these motherfuckers. We're going to take that money and we're going to give it to the middle class or to the working class. And we're going to make sure that you freeze the rent or you have universal child care. Like, he's got his things that he goes to. This is what we're going to do for you. It's tangible, it's concrete, it's real, and there's a villain. And they're the problem. And he's right. He's right about it. Whereas the Republicans are just wrong. The immigrants are not the problem. Trans people are not the problem, right? So they're just wrong. But people would rather swallow some story than no story. And so many Democrats have no story. Well, Zohran has a story. And that's why, he's the superstar that he is. So go watch the entire speech, guys. You will enjoy every single moment of it. But what a phenomenal political talent. And now the real work starts. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.